Hello friends, it's Jeffy here and welcome to my corner. Welcome to another Quick Tip Tuesday. Now we all been there one time or another when we're airbrushing, and after the task is done we put our airbrush away and we didn't really clean it immediately. We decided to come back the next day, but then we don't, and then the paint stays in the airbrush for a day, 2 days, a week, a month, only to be horrified next time when we get back to the airbrush that the paint is caked in there. The paint is so hard in the airbrush that normal cleaning isn't possible anymore. You can't even get the paint out with a chisel. So what do you do when you have cake paint in your airbrush that you can't clean up with the available thinners that you were using, either acrylic or enamel? Now there's a couple choices, and depending how long the paint is in the airbrush. Now if it's only a couple days, you can easily go to maybe a lacquer thinner or an acetone, or even like a nail polish remover that maybe your wife has laying around. If it's a lot longer, if it's a lot worse, then there is not much you can do. What I usually do, and I've been doing this for years, yes, I've been very sloppy with my airbrushes, but it always worked for me, and I did it a couple hundred times, is I just use liquid cement. Yeah, you understood that right. It's the glue that you put your models together with. So liquid cement, it's actually not a cement. It's actually not a glue that forms a film and then adhere the parts. No, liquid cement is basically based on methanol ethanol ketone. So, and that's a chemical that technically it melts the plastic. So it fuses the plastic together. That's why you can put one part on the other, apply this, and then it will fuse together. But it also will eat into the paint. So what I usually do, if I have a lot of paint caked in my airbrush and it's been there for, let's say, weeks, then what I just always do in the beginning, I just put a little bit in the bowl there and let it sit there for maybe a couple minutes. Sometimes I use the back of a brush to mix it. Or what you can do is also a toothpick. Now, if the paint is caked too much to the sides and it's too hard to get it out the first time, then a toothpick will come in handy, where you just basically just try to loosen the paint on the sides. And then when you stir it up like this, then 9 out of 10, most of the paint will be already gone away. Now you can also blow it through. You can also blow the whole thing through, like we're doing here. Or we can just dump it and try to clean it out this way. But 9 out of 10, all the paint will come off. Now I'm not saying that you have to douse your whole hairbrush into the liquid cement. No, you do it very, very carefully. Once you put the liquid cement in there and you let it sit there, it's going to be okay. Now, if you have some clogging into your nozzle, then I guess you have to take your airbrush apart. So let's do it this way. So take as much as you can of the nozzle apart, even depending the airbrush you're using. You can also get the needle out, because most of the time the paint is already caked to the airbrush itself and to the needle itself. Another thing that comes in handy is like a leftover roll of toilet paper that you keep on your workbench, and you take a couple sheets of that, and if you have like an old paint lid laying around somewhere, then put some of the liquid cement in there and then throw the pieces in there. Make sure that all the seals or the rubber O-rings are removed. Technically, even if you spill some liquid cement on one of the O-rings or one of the plastic sealers, it's not really a big deal, but it's best to avoid that. And then just let it sit in there until you think it's ready, and then maybe with a tweezer take them out, and then you just start cleaning them up. And you will see 9 out of 10, almost 10 out of 10, all the paint will come off, and it's as good as new. Same thing with the needle here. thing will, like you see, it will come off, and no harm done. Also make sure, of course, you ventilate, because pouring a lot of that liquid cement in there, it might smell up your room. So always make sure that you have some proper ventilation going on. But you can clean the whole airbrush like that. And it actually works very, very well. And then you put everything back together and you're good to go until the next time. Now, of course, what is the rule here? Well, or what better said, what is the whole idea? The whole idea is clean your airbrush every time you're done with the project, because when you leave it in there, although you can clean it again, it's a whole lot of work that you don't really want. So the golden rule is always, always clean your airbrush after you're done. So that was it, guys. Hope you liked it. Hope you learned something. Please don't forget to subscribe on YouTube. Please don't forget to like and share us on Facebook. And of course, most importantly, go to our website at www.jeffvcornerstore.com for all your future modeling purchases. But for now, I'm gonna leave it at that. Jeff V here, signing off.